in. Oh, they're heating up. All right, heat lamp. I'm in here, baby, plugging in the heat lamp.
How do you want to do it?
Well, let's get most of the chores done and then I'll milk. Are you on eggs? Are you another turkey mama potential? Blanche, is that you? It's Miss Blanche again, Miss Turkey Roll. So, hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. Happy late afternoon, evening, Monday, yada, yada, yada. Hope you had a good day. We got some wood up, so they're not exactly, the critters aren't poking through. Look here, busting cement to get to the hay. They will do anything and everything they can in their power to jump fences, bust through sides of barns, whatever it takes. Survival of the fittest. We can all learn from that. So I'm going to show this right here. This is just this side. This is the outer side of the barn, and this is the most you're going to see of it for a while because we're about to. I have another 182 bales of hay that I've got to get here for the rest of winter. So we're working on that. So this is the side that it's going to be on. The other side is about to be replaced, I hope, in the next week or two before Christmas with new metal. We're not going to do the whole entire barn or the roof yet. This is going to be a work in progress because it is so incredibly expensive. I believe metal right now, it used to be priced out. By the way, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're here for the first time. I hope you all enjoyed meeting my cousin Gilly. But anyway, right now with the last quote that I got on metal, how is it running in your areas, guys? The last quote that we got on metal is $275 per linear square foot. That's about double what it was when we bought it a couple of years ago. Yeah. It was like $1.25, $1.35. I mean, clearly, and the thing is a couple of years ago when you would buy metal, because somebody was like, it's all the same price now. And I'm like, really? It used to not be that way. Certain colors, basic colors, were cheaper than like your blue, green, red. And then of course, when you got into copper, they call it copper penny. It's so pretty. Now that's a different price. So everything now, and I don't know why this is. I guess they're just going to make money off of everybody. I don't know. I mean, everybody's got to make a living now. $275 a square foot for linear square foot for every color but the copper penny. I don't know what the copper penny is. Can you, oh gosh, having a copper barn, that'd be fancy schmancy. So we're starting with this side on the other side, then we're going to fence it. It has to be completely redone. I'm going to go with a dark chocolate brown, easier to keep clean, and it matches the house. So I'm going to start there. Probably next year we'll move into the back side of the barn, and then the roof. The roof is on fire. We don't need, okay, squirrel. So that's what we're working on right now as far as farm projects. This is a big farm project for us right now. You know, sometimes you have projects that you really need to do or are really important, and then something pops up and you go, okay, wait, that's going to have to hold on, wait a minute, put a little puppy in it. That's going to have to wait a week, a month, a year, for various reasons. So what is metal costing in your area? I'm curious. I'm assuming it's going to be around the same, probably maybe more up north. I don't know. But we definitely watched metals jump. I know when I bought my steel plate for my kitchen stove, my wood stove, my wood cook kitchen stove, we had to buy, I just went with a metal plate. I just went with a steel plate. Nothing fancy, no tile. I just said, I want something basic, what's basic and safe, what will get the job done. And when we got a quote on it, it was like $70. But by the time we actually could get the piece of metal ordered, because we knew we were guaranteed getting our wood stove in at a certain time, it was like $158. So, you know, we've watched lumber and metal do all sorts of these things. So I encourage you to get done what you can because, guys, we just never know what tomorrow brings. What are you doing? Are you hungry? Oh, oh, now you girls get along now. You girls get along. Yep. The cutters, I stuck them in a crate. Good girl. Good girl, honey. Look at all of this. Good job, Salt. Such a good girl. Hey, brother. Hey, Miles. Say hi to everybody. You gonna say hi to What'd you get? Did you get a snack? All right, boys and girls, you did so good. Dinner was served and you took every bit seriously. All right. Okay. So now the day is officially, it's not done. I got to cook supper. I'm late on that. This is why us ladies really enjoy using things like a crock pot and Instapot and all that stuff, because it gets to being like 5:30, 6 o'clock and you go, I haven't put anything in for dinner yet. What are we gonna do? That's gonna be me. So it's gonna be some type of homemade hamburger concoction and some potatoes and stuff. Just real simple. But I hope you're doing good. I want to first thank you guys for being so awesome to my family and to us and our channel. You know, I do from time to time. Hi, Fritz, you came all the way down here? Okay. You know, I address a couple of comments and videos from time to time. And, you know, I think it's important to do that because a lot of times when I get comments, when I read it, I hear somebody saying it to me. And so therefore I know you are reading this elsewhere. You read it in my comments or you read it somewhere else, or, you know, somebody's saying a bunch of junk to you too. And I think that it's important for us to address these issues and things from time to time because it helps us also identify like minds and what like minds are going through, right? And right now, I think it's very fair to say that, you know, we know our country is in distress. The good people of this country are being just worked to death. And, you know, we have to try to do the best that we can to make ends meet, to keep our minds and wits about us. You know, we want to work, we want to eat. Is that you, Gingy? Hi, baby. You know, we want to work and we want to feed our kids and we want to milk our goats and we want our, you know, our kids to be strong and healthy. And, you know, we're just all trying to do the best that we can. So, guys, I just want to thank you for, you know, jumping in the deep end and taking up for me like you do. You do every time. And Gilly knows it. And I know it. And we just thank you. And my husband thanks you. I mean, he gets tickled to death when he's like, they're taking up for you. He loves that. I guess you make his job a little bit easier, right? Right, I know. But I want to talk to you about something real quick. I don't want to make a big deal about it. I have read it. It bothered me. It bothers me right now. Because I don't think the intent of the article is really probably what they're shooting for. Last night I saw an article on I saw a screenshot of it on Instagram. And even James mentioned it to me, but I didn't take the time to read it till today. And it talks about, and you know, there's been all kinds of articles written about politics over recent years. Okay, I get that, okay? And I don't see everything out there, and that's kind of by design, so I can kind of stay sane. Does that exist anymore? What's normal? But the article, is it Business Insider? Have I got that right? I have a screenshot of it. They're trying to talk about what the election's going to be like if a certain candidate dies. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I mean, I know somebody's going to be real narrow-minded here and just stick to it and go, well, what's wrong with talking about that? Okay, well, I don't know about you, okay? But, and maybe I'm just too young to remember. I mean, I know we have issues about people and their age when they get into office, but I do not recall. Do you ever recall? And if it's happened, I've missed it, okay? But I'm just saying, I don't recall over the last almost, going on, I'm pushing 50, and I'm thankful for that. Okay, I'm actually 46. I'll be 47 soon, but I'm thankful to be pushing the age that I'm at, the age that I'm at, okay? I'm totally healthy. Working like I'm 25 years old out here. God has blessed me, okay? I don't recall us having a conversation about a candidate dying prior to him running for president and or being elected. We have a lot of conversations and lot of things being said about the election cycle that we are going into. People have a lot of fears on everywhere about a lot of different things. And I don't know about you, but I'm like, why a person that's incredibly healthy, out working every day of their life, why would you have a conversation about them dying at all? That goes for anybody. So for anybody that's like wants to say, oh, well, you're just this, or, yeah, you can say whatever. I'm saying right now, why would we have a conversation about anybody dying? Are we trying to foreshadow something? Are we trying to trigger people? Are we trying to gaslight people? I think that's really where we're headed with that. Now, when you read the article, it goes into all this, the language of, well, the primaries are here, and if it happened here, why would we have this conversation at all? I think you know where I'm going here without me saying it on YouTube. Right, Ginger? Okay, that was a tight squeeze, wasn't it? She's like, girlfriend don't want to be squeezed like that, okay? Sorry, Gingy, she's all right. But I think you know where I'm going with this. And here's what I'm saying to you. We need to pray for our country. We need to pray for all our countrymen. We all need to once again be the sons of Scotland and the sons of liberty. I'm very well aware that this country was built on the backs of many different people, many different cultures, many different times. I'm not getting into that debate, and I'm not even going to have it in my comment section. When I say the sons of Scotland, you know that I'm a big history buff. You know that I'm big into the Revolutionary War era. You know how I feel about the Scots-Irish. You know how I feel about Kings Mountain. You know if you watch my channel, you know where I'm going with this. The fighters of this country, historically, a lot of them have been from the strong Scots-Irish. So I say, and Braveheart enters my mind, right? Are you Braveheart? Are you Braveheart? It enters my mind, all of my ancestors, and while they are Scots-Irish, you know as well as I do, a lot of the Scots-Irish were Scots. And that song started playing the other day on my YouTube. It went straight to the soundtrack of Braveheart, and it was the Sons of Scotland. And I was like, oh man, we're going to have to revive that again. Folks, they're trying to tear our country apart. They're trying to demoralize you. And I'm going to ask you to pray. Listen, we do not all have to agree on every single thing. We don't even have to necessarily agree on presidential candidates. I'll tell you, you don't have much of a choice, guys, whether you want to admit it or not. But here's what I am saying. If the lead runner for the presidential election is being discussed in terms of what we had just said, that makes me very anxious as to a lot of things coming our way. I don't know anything. I don't know anybody. I'm just saying to you that when I read that, I went, how disgusting is that? This is kind of gross. And our country needs so much prayer. We do not need to be thrown into any type of turmoil, even if it's just a headline. And that is exactly what they are doing to us, folks. So I ask you, regardless of who you are, what color you are, where you are, in terms of being a true American citizen that can vote. There's another conversation. Please pray for our country. You may never see my videos again. You may write me off and say that girl's nuts. That's fine. Please pray. Folks, we're divided enough. We're fighting enough. It's going to get hard enough. I don't want to think about it getting beyond the level that we're seeing. I know that it's possibly going to, and I warn you about this constantly, but I've not talked about it in terms of that level. You know, down here at the bottom of my property used to be an old barn that was here during the Civil War. I've mentioned this before. He's crawling up my legs, so I'm going to have to pick him up. You know, the people that live down here, the gentleman that owned this property, he should be almost 90 now. His father was the original owner in his family that bought this property at basically the turn of the century, owned hundreds of acres. And there was an old barn down here. Man, I'd love to see that. And he was telling us that they had a cellar that they would have to hide out in during the Civil War to try to avoid bushwhackers. I've talked about this before and about bushwhackers. See, I live in southeast Tennessee, and we had a massive problem with bushwhackers, particularly here. I know Missouri did as well. There's a lot of history during the Civil War about the division and what happened to people if you just happened to live somewhere and somebody didn't think you were on the right side, honey. It's very tragic. We cannot return to this. I know we've talked about these things before. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but what I will tell you is actually, in my mind, I actually fear worse. Fritz isn't worried about it, but I am. Please pray. Guys, I'm going to break, go cook supper. My milk's back is in the freezer. When I milk, somebody was asking me, they were like, why do you put it in the freezer for an hour? I milk and then I strain it. I put it in the freezer for about an hour, hour and a half. That is a quick freeze and slow down of any bacteria. And then I just transfer it to the refrigerator. And then bottoms up, right? So good, so good. Well, guys, I appreciate you. We'll have more videos coming up this week. Thank you so much for your love and support. And you guys are just the best. I mean, this crowd is just the best. Ginger, you seeing anything back there, girl? All right, guys. By the way, final note. I saw the big buck today. That big, huge buck. We've had several this year, and I'm down to one. That's a big, developed buck. I've seen him once from a distance. James has seen him twice, and I've been wanting to film him. He's hiding out. I don't blame him. He was going up my driveway a couple hours ago. I tried to get my phone to come out, and the dogs started barking, and he took off in the woods, but he is massive. But he's still going, and he's got a bunch of girls with him, too. So, anyway, well, more videos coming your way. I love y'all. Please pray. Pray so hard. Don't stop. Like, subscribe, and share. Stay warm. It's going to get cold. Make sure you cover your spigots. I got to go do that. Have a great night. We'll see you on the next video. Godspeed. Come on, Fritzy. Let's go. Ginger, you better get back over here. Honey, there's too many coyotes. Get your booties up there.